Hello, welcome to Lemon Stews, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm of course Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Longlegs. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall we? I'm just leave a like. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on Longlegs, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now that all that out of the way, let's get into the review. So I was really excited to see this movie. I think the marketing has been absolutely spectacular, very different, very innovative, something we have not seen before that actually got a lot of buzz around it, because it is overperforming like hell at the box office, and rightfully so. Very, very great to see that going in. It's pretty funny how, like, over a month ago we were all going, the box office is dead, and now it seems like it's starting to thrive again because, it is that time of the year. And of course the cast, Malik Monroe, Blair Underwood, and Nicolas Cage, who does a fantastic performance. He is full Cage in this movie, but in the most eerie way. So to say that the expectations were high for this movie, and then even adding on more once the word of mouth came out and everyone was like, this movie is absolutely fantastic, it's saying something, to the point where I was actually nervous going into it because there's no way you can live up to the hype, right? And also, I got to see it late, so I was going to go Friday, and only A was available. I was like, okay, well, we'll go Saturday. I also do SmackDown reviews, so I was like, okay. We already got the Friday review set up anyway. We're going to do Friday Night SmackDown, whatever. Only A was available. I was like, damn, back to back. Hey, it's a heavy weekend. What are you going to do? Surely Sunday, it will be fine. I go to Saturday to think, okay, yeah, no, I got this. Only A was available. I was ecstatic seeing that, because it's been a long time since a movie has come out and only the front row was available. And again, it added to the I'm nervous going into this, because the expectations were just so sky high. And did it live up to that? Well, to put the positives out of the way, I already talked about Nicolas Cage. He is just full send. Everything he is doing is at 110%. And he is having the time of his life. You can just tell that he is having a lot of fun playing the titular character of Longlegs, who is the serial killer who will probably be remembered. I could see a lot of people dressing up as him for Halloween. It doesn't take him much. There is a lot of white makeup to put on the guy. Like, I'm just like, there's no way that's his actual skin. Or the character skin, if you will. Like, it has to be a choice for him to put this on every single time. Because he is kind of like this clown-esque, because he does the singing and the way he talks to kids. I could see it being like some form of a clown. And it was, again, just every time he was on screen, you just couldn't help but watch. Malik Monroe, she does great as the lead. She is really inviting. You can really relate to her. And, she's very quiet and very reserved. But the moments that we do have with just her, you do get attached and you are pulling for her. And then Blair Underwood is always a fantastic addition to your cast. He, that voice and everything, he plays the captain absolutely stellar. And the cinematography is great as well. And the music, they go hand in hand, because a lot of people were saying this movie is very scary. To me personally, it wasn't necessarily scary, but it was very tension driven, and I was uneasy quite a bit while I was waiting for the shoe to drop, and I was like, I was tensing up. So was I nervous while watching it? Yes, I was very tense on some scenes, because one, the music and the sound design really brings into the atmosphere where you really feel like you're there, and you do have to be on edge and you're on constant lookout. But also with the way how the cinematography is, I hate it when people do that, and I just freaking did it. They have Blair Monroe's character, who is Kendall. Is that her name? I don't remember the character's name. But she'll be on one side, and then there'll just be the blank space in the back, and it's pretty well open. And you're constantly looking back, because you're like, well, surely they don't have dead space there just to have dead space there, right? So you're waiting for something to like sneak up behind. You see the shadow, the classic horror, paranormal type tropes, because there is a supernatural element to this movie. But sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. And just because that dead space is there, it is a great choice, because again, it just adds the uneasiness and the nervousness where you're just like, something's coming. But then sometimes it does come, and sometimes it does not. And within that, you do have this unsettling, nervous tension throughout the whole entire movie. And you know, it's so great to see another detective story, and again, done very, very well. I think the writing is actually subpar too. Again, not many criticisms I can go into this movie. The only criticism that I have for this film is that it is a slow burn. But it is very, very necessary. It's very slow and methodical. It's taking its time, and it's every single scene is still very engaging. Does a lot of stuff happen? Necessarily no, but if you're paying attention, it is adding each part into the storyline where it does get to this crescendo, and it does kind of fall flat there. That's where it also crumbles a bit too. The script is great, everything's engaging, Act 1, Act 2, and then even the Act 3, where there is a twist. And I'm not trying to sound like I am smarter than everyone else. Again, I'm in a full packed theater. Again, only row A is available. I'm watching right up front. I can only hear the noise that's behind me, which wasn't a lie. It was a great crowd. Very, very silent. When there's this twist that is announced, I caught on to it. I was like, okay, well, this is going to happen. Yep, and that's what happened. Everyone else behind me, though, was like, oh, it's saying all these different, these ecstatic moments. Like, I did not see that coming. So, even though for me, it was kind of predictable, but for everyone else, they were very well shocked and, again, just along for the ride. And then when it ends, it just felt a little unfulfilling for me. But I don't know, maybe the people behind me who were surprised by the twist and then, the explanation that comes after it, they were satisfied with it, and they did think this was a even more stellar movie than it really is. It is a stellar movie, but is this Silence of the Lambs? Is this Seven? Is this Zodiac? Even though there is a lot of inspiration from those movies, and this movie could very well be that generation's that. We won't know that until 10 years from now when people are going, hey, let's watch Longlegs. Or yes, during Halloween, we do see a lot of people dressed up as Longlegs. That's when we'll know it is this cultural impact within pop culture. That we won't know until the future. So could this be this generation's Silence of the Lambs? Absolutely. Do I think it's as good as Silence of the Lambs, though? No. But it never was going to be, and that's a very unfair thing to put with this movie. And it really just falls on the ending, because I do think it was building up very well. Great cold open, great first, second, and third act for the most part until it gets to the ending. And that's the only problems that I have with the movie, that to the point, to rate this on the lemon scale where it goes sour lemon at the bottom, expired store-bought lemonade, lemonade, freshly squeezed lemonade, and then strawberry lemonade at the very top, because that is the best kind of lemonade. Longlegs is a freshly squeezed lemonade. Again, if they just tuned up that third act a little bit, I can deal with the slow burn. It's still very engaging. It's not boring in any way like Silence of the Lambs, but it doesn't stick the ending like Silence of the Lambs and doesn't wrap up into a nice, pretty bow. So that's why it's a freshly squeezed lemonade and not a strawberry lemonade. Most likely a top 10 at the end of the year. It is starting to become a very stacked year for movies, which is always a very good thing. But what did you think of Longlegs? Comment below, let me know. Leave a like if you didn't make it this far. I do greatly appreciate it that you did stick around this long. And of course, hit that subscribe button, because it does help me grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the day, guys, because life is too short to not live it to your full potential. So squeeze every moment that you can. And until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.